What's up, NFL fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook, and don't forget to check out and purchase your copy of our latest football game plan book, Stiff Arming Football Myths. We have these available in both PDF and paperback form.
For the Jets in this ball game, it's all about finding offensive rhythm with the play calling, not turning the ball over. I think both of which can help the Jets have a lot of success this week actually versus Kansas City. And they have to make these open field tackles defensively versus the Chiefs' offensive weapons. I think they have great talent at their skill positions, and you have to be able to make plays in space if you want to have success. And you don't want to lose gap integrity versus a guy like Jamal Charles. You see it each and every week. Teams get out of position, and he's able to gash him for big plays on the ground. And for Kansas City, I would play with mostly a single high look this week versus Jets. Two reasons why I think that will be effective. One, putting that extra safety in the box helps you versus the running game. It helps you keep a pseudo spy versus Michael Vick. And it also helps you be in better position to stop the Jets' sweep plays that they would try to run with Percy Harvin. And you want to force the Jets to make plays in space. It ties into the point I made for the Jets about making open field tackles. I love the personnel that the Chiefs have on their roster. Guys like DeAnthony Thomas, Jamal Charles can make one miss and take it to the house. And the legs of Alex Smith will play a huge role in this ballgame. The Jets will send a lot of pressure trying to force these guys into quick decisions to rally up and make the tackle. And if Alex Smith can break that first wave of blitzers, there's going to be a lot of room for him to pick up those cheap 3, 4, and 5 yards on the ground. That would also help these guys sustain drives and stay on the field versus the Jets defense.
This week versus Kansas City, the New York Jets will have to be able to get off the field on third down. And you know you're facing a quarterback in Alex Smith that tends to hold the football just a little bit too long, enough to where you can get the pressure on him and put him on the ground or force an incomplete pass. I'm going to show you how they can sell out, go cover zero, and still get pressure and trying to dictate what Alex Smith does with the football. I'll show you what we have here. We're going to cover up the 3 interior offensive linemen, which will put those tackles in a bind. And we're going to send those outside backers as rushers. They're going up the field trying to influence Alex Smith to make a play. And like I said, it's cover zero, which means no one is back deep. Everyone is responsible for a guy. The safety's job is to be responsible for this halfback here. If he stays in and protects up front, then he's free to drop back and help out anyone that needs help on the back end because everyone is manned up on their guy. Cornerbacks are taking inside position. Again, trying to funnel outside to the sideline where their help is. And we're going to run, we're going to clear out space for this backer because we're sending him on a blitz regardless. So we're going to run outside. We're going to take inside track here, inside track there, shooting him right down that A-gap. So Alex Smith now will be hesitant, hold the football just a little bit, or try to take the quickest way out, which could be a scat call where he'll dump it off to Jamal Charles, and that way the safety can run in the alley and make a play. Otherwise, if he sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys coming, 6 guys coming with the backer, he may tend to hesitate, hold the ball, and take a sack. So that's one way on 3rd and medium. That's like 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8, maybe even 3rd and 6. Go cover zero, get aggressive, send the pressure, and you can perhaps generate a big play for your defense. It's obvious this week versus New York that the Chiefs will have to find ways to get pressure on Michael Vick. I'm going to show you a double B gap pressure that they can utilize because, again, they trust their corners on the outside, especially versus this Jets receiving core to man up, and that way they can get creative in how they send pressure. So what we're going to draw up here is going to be a fake cover 3 look. It looks like cover 3, but it's really cover 1, which means we have one safety deep in the middle of the field and we're manned up on the outside. Simple concept, but what we're doing up here, like I said before, double B gap pressure. So we're gonna arc this 5 technique to the inside shoulder of the tight end. He's gonna get pressure out that C gap. He's a contained guy, contained pressure. And now what we're doing, bringing the backside 5 technique up the field as well. We're gonna loop around the outside backer. He's gonna get in that B gap as well. And now what we're doing with the nose tackle and the strong side inside backer, his job is to make sure that he's guarding the A gap because he's going to drop both middle backers. So they're going to be responsible for the A gap. So that's why we're not sending anyone down the A gap. We're going to loop 2 guys in the B gap. We're going to let the nose tackle get a punch and go first. And then we're going to loop the outside backer all the way around, try to get pressure in the B gap as well. So you see where we're dropping him in the curl flat area. So 1, 2, 3 guys underneath. We're getting weak side pressure. We're getting strong side pressure, double B gap pressure. Cover one, man up on the outside, free safety back deep, hopefully trying to get Michael Vick to hold the football or take a sack or try to scramble up to where he has two inside linebackers waiting to meet him right there at the line of scrimmage.
As the starter this week, the Jets need Michael Vick to play much better in the passing game in order to have success. And as you can see here versus Buffalo, the Bills are in a basic cover two man look and the Jets are running dual slants up at the top of the formation. And your job as a quarterback is to find a soft corner and throw it at that receiver. And Vick is a veteran. He's played in the league multiple years, over a decade. He knows this. He has to be able to make this throw consistently. This is an easy throw for any quarterback to make, and it's going to be plays like this that the Jets have to make versus Kansas City in order to not only stay on the field, but also move the football down the field and perhaps get touchdowns instead of field goals. And you can see right here from the end zone cam, Vick predetermined this throw to Cumberland, didn't read the soft corner up at the top of the screen, which almost ended up as the 4th interception of this game. Now for Kansas City, you're going to see a great job here by Alex Smith working his way through his progressions, going from inside out to the top of the screen and hitting Travis Kelce for a big gain, which got them down to the 1 yard line versus the Rams. You can see at the snap of the ball, the first option was the seam, and he could have taken that throw, but it would have been a tight fit and would have had to be predetermined prior to the snap so that he can get that football out of his hands quickly. So he moved on to the second read, which was the in route by the number 2 receiver to the trip side, and didn't go here because they needed the first, and the defender was in great position to close quickly and make a tackle. Now it's on to the third read up at the top of the screen to Travis Kelce. You can see the soft defender, and Kelce's also closer to the sticks. He's able to slip a tackle and not only get the first down, but also get them down to the goal line. And as we run it, you're going to see it play out. First of all, kudos to the offensive line. The Chiefs surprisingly went empty. All 5 guys held their own up front. They did a great job all game long versus St. Louis. And you see right there, great quarterbacking by Alex Smith. Let's take a look at it from the end zone cam. Going through number 1, number 2, finally to Kelce, getting him the football. He slipped the tackle, got it down to the 1 yard line. And then on the next play, Jamal Charles was able to punch it in for 6. The biggest X factor for the Jets is an obvious one this week. It's quarterback Michael Vick. How well can he do with a full week of preparation to being the starter, and how well can he do in the passing game? He has to protect the football. He has to make the right reads, and he has to keep this offense on pace. That's the only way the Jets can have a chance to knock off Kansas City at home. And for the Kansas City Chiefs, the biggest X factor will be the receiving corps. They're going to have to beat one-on-one coverage quickly versus this pressure-style Jets defense that loves to send exotic blitzes, and they can get pressure on the opposing quarterbacks. And the receivers have to play fast. They have to be quick in recognizing where the blitz is coming from and understanding if they're the hot receiver or not. That's going to be the biggest X factor for the Chiefs offense. Otherwise, you can see a stalemate offensively for both teams. I like Kansas City in this ball game. You look at the Chiefs' defense quietly. They've played great football all season long, and I think they'll do a fine job in slowing down this Jets offense with Michael Vick. He'll get into a groove later on in the game, but by that time, it may be too late. So I think the Chiefs will take care of business this week versus the New York Jets.
What's up, fantasy football fans? I'm Emery Hunt, the czar of the playbook. For all of your starts, sits, fantasy football notes, news, and tidbits, tune into our podcast, Football Game Plan Starting Lineup, every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on our Football Game Plan Radio Network, which is located at blogtalkradio.com/footballgameplan.
And I also want to give a huge shout out to Chiefs fan forums and Jet fan forums for always showing Football Game Plan support.